No, no, I just pressed the live. Hey everybody. How are you? Welcome. And I'm glad to see you here for this week's marketing chat. I was just talking in Clubhouse to Fran, and you were saying about using the Clubhouse, using the room. Uh-huh. Right, but if she's following me, she'll see this. So all right. Okay. Thank you. All right, so well, that's how we do it. We get started on a fun note. So, hey everybody, I'm Terry Johnson, Terry Johnson Online. I'm a digital marketing strategist here today to talk about digital marketing topics such as social media strategy, email marketing strategy, digital marketing strategy, branding, SEO, websites, all of that good stuff that helps you grow your business online. That's a lot, right? But we're going to get through it today. So today's topic is about promoting after you publish. And let me get my notes so I can get this straight because I messed up today, this morning when I was talking to Tara Lita on the BizChicks page. So it's promote what you publish, create a content strategy for growth. All right. So earlier we talked about people feeling icky or they don't like sale or they feel like it's salesy to promote something that they published, a blog post, a podcast. I didn't mention this earlier, but a podcast, a blog post, just promoting yourself online, just to grow your audience. And if anybody on Clubhouse wants to come up, let me know. Raise your hand. And also, okay, here we go. Dryer Buzz is coming up. Yep. And also, everybody in the room, thank you for being here. If you could ping people to come in, you know how to do that. Ping, you hit the plus sign, and then it says ping someone in the room, and then you can bring them in. Because the more the merrier, the more heads, the more people we have talking about a topic, we're going to have more fun and learn more about this topic and get everybody's opinion. So Mark is coming up too. There we go. Hello, everybody. All right, so let me give you just talk a little bit about this topic before we start, bringing everybody in with questions and comments. And I see on the live stream side, we have Keller. Hello. He says, hey, welcome. Get a sip of water before I start talking. All right, so, hold on. Clubhouse has the hand raised. Tachi's coming up. And hold on, guys. I'm tapping it. Over here. Okay, good. All right. Lovely. We have a room full of people. I love it. All right, so promoting what you publish. You want to promote because it's going to increase and amplify the reach of your content. But there are, I'm in a lot of Facebook groups. I'm in Facebook groups, I'm on forums, I'm on websites, I'm everywhere because that's my job to see what people are talking about, listen to them and see what's going on in the world of digital marketing, and then to see what questions and comments or problems people have. And one of them is that it's like salesy. I don't want to be salesy. It feels icky to promote. I don't want to promote my stuff. But why? You're online as a business owner to what? To make sales. But we're not going to do direct sales. I mean, you can, but you want to have more than one sale. You want to build a relationship with your audience and then have a community that buys from you over and over. You don't want the one and done sale. That's good. But you want an involved customer. Someone who's going to be involved with you and what you do online. They're receptive to your message. They're there when you post something. They're there when you share your podcast, your blog posts, everything. You want that. You want them coming back, but you have to put out a little bit of effort. And that means you have to promote. Now, when I'm talking promote, I'm saying organically. You can always do an ad and bring people into your business. That's not what I'm focusing on here. I'm talking about organic reach. Organic means that someone naturally is connected with you online outside of a paid ad. And it's because of the things that you do, the things that you say, who you are. So Mark was saying earlier about, him being the product. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to promote yourself as a personal brand, and you have to put the things in place. You have to have a system where if I write a blog post, and he has this, he writes a blog post and he has a system that sends it out on a scheduled basis. That's not spammy. That's not salesy. That's just you're promoting, and you want to do that. You want to promote. And here's another argument we brought up earlier, that people think, well, I posted something, and if I post it again, people are going to go, well, you already posted that. Nobody's doing that. Sorry. So if you want to hear the example we talked about earlier, and again, go to BizChix and you will see the 30, we did a 30 minute, almost 30 minute segment on the BizChix channel. And then we come over here and talk more about it. But I brought up in that segment that Cadbury, because this is Eastern time, Cadbury has that commercial. Now that commercial with the candy, with the egg and the chick, that they play that every year, and I have to check the details. I'm thinking at least 15 years or more. It's an old commercial. They pull it out this time of year. Is anybody saying, oh, you've shown that commercial for 15, 20 years? Nope. That ad has, that's a piece of content they created. They show it every year at this time period because it fits. It's Easter. They want to sell those Cadbury eggs because they're out now. So that one piece of content they're using over and over. No one is saying, well, Cadbury made that commercial 20 years ago. Why are they showing that thing to me over and over? Nobody notices that. So this is the thing with your content online. No one is really sitting there going, well, Terry posted this thing at 11:37, and then she posted it again tomorrow at the same time or a different time, and it's the same thing. Nobody has that kind of time. Okay. Nobody has that kind of time where they're sitting and looking at your accounts, your social media posts, your blog posts, and saying, well, that's the same thing over and over. And when I mean over and over the same thing, I don't mean carbon copy. I mean, especially for Instagram, you have to show different photos. You have to have different imagery. So you can use different graphics and photos, but the content can be sort of the same, but you're going to change it up a little bit with your wording. And that's easy to do. And then we were saying that once you do that, you use a scheduler to schedule it out, not on automatic pilot, but you're going to check it and make sure that it's appropriate for that day's content to be, to go out in the post. So you want to use these tools, scheduler tools. And Mark brought up one, he said it was Stencil that you can use, especially from your website, and it's going to send it out automatically. And you don't have to worry about, well, I got to make some content. I got to think of something to write. And if you write a blog post, you take the information out the blog post. You take little snippets out. Okay, who wants to weigh in on Clubhouse?
I do, Terry.
Okay.
First of all, I misspoke. My copy hadn't kicked in.
Okay.
Stencil I actually use to create graphics for campaigns.
Uh-huh.
It's missing letter.
Okay.
Missing letter is what I use. And my process is, just in case this interests anybody, I write a blog piece every day. And I write them about 5 days in advance. So I have like a whole process. So I create a graphic with a quote, not from me, but someone well known as a quote, as a sort of a lead-in to the subject I'm talking about. I create that graphic on Stencil, and that's put into my blog.
Mm-hmm.
My blog piece is automatically published at midnight.
Okay.
Then I go to Facebook, and I schedule the blog piece to be released on the morning.
Okay.
Of the day that blog piece will be released, because I do them 5 days in advance. Then Missing Letter, when that blog piece publishes, automatically creates campaigns taking quotes, excerpts from what I have written, as well as graphics using what I've written and the image that I've used, and creates campaigns for several days, like day 0, day 3, day 7, day 14, day 30, 90, 180, and 270 and 365.
Okay.
For each blog piece. So I go in then and approve those campaigns. And once I launch them, I approve them.
Okay.
Then they go into the queue, automatically scheduled. So I, for example, right now have over 300 campaigns that are running simultaneously on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn that are all from my blog pieces.
Okay.
432, actually. I just looked. 432 active campaigns that are running intermittently from different blog pieces that I've written. So that's the way that I do it.
Right.
But I find Missing Letter to be really effective for me.
Right. And Missing Letter is Missing Letter, and it's letter without the E, right? Because I think I know that software.
Correct. And just as a side tip for you business owners out there, the way that I got a good deal on Missing Letter and the way that I've gotten good deals on a lot of the tools that I use is through AppSumo. So I don't know if any of you belong to or are familiar with AppSumo. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, but AppSumo offers a lot of like lifetime deals on things where you can snag some really good tools without having to pay, monthly, etc., which is how I've gotten a lot of things is through AppSumo.
Right. Lifetime. They call it lifetime deals. I have a lot of things through AppSumo also. I'm going to type that in the comments. So I put Missing Letter. If you're, if you're watching online, I put it. It's Missing Letter, letter without the E. That's the tool that Mark is talking about. And then AppSumo is another place where it's a website where you can get lifetime deals. It's like you said, instead of paying monthly for a tool or a service, you get a lifetime deal and you pay, I think it's like $49 and up, depending on what the deal is. And you get to use the tool or the service for the life of the product. So it's a really good deal. I'm going to type in AppSumo in the chat. Now, is there anybody else that has a comment or want to weigh in on the topic? Just unmute your mic and come on up to the stage.
Wait, you broke up again on the top. What now?
Okay. What didn't you hear? I was
just give us a little bit of reset for us in Clubhouse.
Oh, the reset. Okay. I'm sorry. For everybody that's joining in Clubhouse today, we're talking about promote after you publish that you want to promote your blog post, your podcast, your social media posts. You want to share more than once. You don't want to let it sit on the vine because a lot of people feel like that's salesy or pushy or icky. They don't feel like they can promote themselves. So it's really about promoting your content online after you publish, and don't just let it sit there, especially for Twitter. Like Twitter, the information is just going by so fast that if you publish something right now, the people that are online will see it in your group. But if you can publish it later on today or retweet it or put another tweet in for tomorrow on the same topic, no one is sitting there judging you or being the police and saying, well, you posted that already. Nobody's doing that. So that's really what the topic is today.
Well, I think because people will say you posted that already, but I understand that's the person that's trolling you, and they're sitting there and trying to watch everything that you're doing.
Yes.
What I love about the fleets, like I was trying to figure out, really what could I do with the fleets, right?
Yeah.
And so one of the things that I have been doing is I will take a tweet and fleet it, right? Meaning running it in the Twitter stories, and then you go back and you look like you can, because on Twitter, it will tell you, how many, what was the reach, right? That's why you got to look at the numbers.
Yes.
You look at the reach, you look at the views, and you're like, well, dang, that didn't go anywhere. But then when you share it to a story, and like I said, for instance, even on Instagram, I'll post something on Instagram that's going down the grid, it's going down the timeline.
Right.
But when I post that same thing as a story, I can go back and see X amount of people. It tells you not only did X amount of people see it, but it tells you exactly who saw it.
Right.
And what I would then do is I will put something and make them engage. I always do a poll on there saying for them to either buzz it or bash it or yes it or no it or this it or that, right? Yes. And that way they will answer. So then I know who's actually, we just talked about this, knowing how many people are actively engaged. And like I said, for instance, I had a post yesterday. Well, I know the people on Facebook are not going to see it till about 3 days from now?
Right.
So, and I know Instagram, there are people going to see it immediately, but then I'm going to go back and it's going to tell me, okay, well, X amount of people haven't even seen it yet. So you do need to recycle those things through and make some people mad. Make some people have to tell you posted a lot. If nobody's telling you that, then you probably haven't done it enough.
Exactly. It's like when they say you don't have any haters, that means something's not right. So Dry Buzz is right that you want to show it, and it's not annoying. You think you're looking at it through your lens, and you're thinking, "Oh, I'm talking about the same thing," because I do it all the time when I do the live streams. I'm like, I talked about that, I mentioned that, but sometimes you have to repeat it because the person that didn't see it last week is here today and they need to hear it. So you keep saying it. It's all in your mind that you're thinking, well, somebody's going to get mad because I keep posting. I've heard people say that, and they talked about that in the Facebook groups that I'm on in different places. Like, oh, people are going to get mad if I keep, posting this thing over and over. Not if you change the photo on Instagram, not if you change the caption. And these things are doable because, you're busy business owners, but these things are doable with tools. There are scheduling tools, and they're different ones. If you want to know, just DM me here, hit my profile and DM me on Twitter or Instagram, whatever. And I will let you know what those tools are. But there are things that can help you with that. And it's not being spammy. It's not being icky, salesy, because people use those words. I've seen them use those words, especially about promotion. Why are you so hesitant to promote yourself if you're online, being a business or a brand, especially if you need a personal brand? You have to promote yourself. And I mean organically. I'm not talking about paid. Paid is a different animal. We can talk about that later if you want. Just let me know. Send me a DM, whatever. Go ahead.
Okay, so how many of us learned our ABCs in school?
Everybody.
Yes, but how many times did we repeat those over and over again until we got them down? Then we added making see Jane run. What we learned from our ABCs, we had to learn it again to create the sentences. Then we had to learn it again to create a paragraph, then chapters, and now we have books because we kept repeating the alphabet over and over again.
Yes, that's it exactly. You need to use social media the right way, and this is one of the ways you create your content, whatever it is. It has to be shown everywhere. You have to maximize the exposure, and that means different times. People are doing things. People are online now, and they're not going to be on later. But there will be some people online later. They're not on now. So you don't want to leave the people out later. No, you schedule it for tonight. You repeat it and you say, hey, this is what's happening. It needs to be shown over and over. There's not a problem with that. All right. So Carlos has some comments. Let's bring up Carlos. Carlos says, I agree. But how many people learn to do the alphabet backwards? It proves that you stumble if you don't practice. Yeah, practice means doing it over and over. Promotion means doing it over and over, sending it out different ways. But people have problems with that. Godfrey. Hold on. Godfrey put a link. This book will help the course. Oh, okay. All right, Clubhouse. What do you have to say?
Oh, one other thing, and then I have to get to a meeting. But if you don't tell people over and over, how many times have KFC told us about their chicken? How many times has Wendy's or McDonald's or Starbucks or something told us about it? Supposing we went into Starbucks and they didn't tell us what a caramel macchiato was, or we didn't understand how to do the grande venti and all of those different things. We had to hear it over and over again for us to participate in what they had to offer.
Right. That's it.
I'll give you another example to that.
Okay.
As far as large brands, there's a book. One of the executives that left Coca-Cola wrote that advertising or something, marketing has changed forever. Coca-Cola, when they came on social media, they bought up ads in the Vine days, right? And they ushered in, they spent all this money on Vine, and somebody told them, well, you can't go on there saying Coca-Cola. You gotta kind of be subliminal. And they were so mad because, they spend billions on advertising, and that's when everybody realized that you really had 3 seconds to capture your audience, right? To capture your customer. And they have been told not to say Coca-Cola in the first 3 seconds. Well, Vine was 6 seconds, right? So they were saying Coca-Cola at the very end, and realized then after they evaluated that, well, people only watching 3 seconds of the 6-second Vine. So they never heard Coca-Cola. And so now they've not yet figured out, Coca-Cola always had the best ads. They haven't had a great ad in a while. And guess what? People out here drinking everything but Coke. So keep saying it and say it up front. Social media is about everything needs to be upfront, transparent. If you're selling, let people know you're selling. If you got a price, let people know your price. You got to put it out there up front, and it should be the first thing that you say. Don't let people have to second guess or figure it out. Just say a thing over and over and over again.
Yes.
Also, I'm sorry, Terry.
Go ahead.
Also, think about things like jingles. The reason it's not only the catchiness, it's the fact that they're simple and easy to remember. If you think about back in the day, 2 all-beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. Who didn't know that? That was because those commercials were played over and over. So those types of jingles, those types of slogans, those things stick with you, and they're done ad nauseum over and over. And it's effective because how many years later, I still remember all of that.
Exactly. Those commercials are iconic because, they were created. Who created? I forgot who did the Coke and the Pepsi and those. But those advertising agencies, they knew what they were doing. They were like, okay, if we need to sell this thing or to get it in people's mind, we repeat it over and over and make it something that people can sing, or it's easy or it's catchy. But that's the promotion part of it. It needs to be easy, catchy, but don't just sit. People have the idea of, I'm just posting it one time and I don't want to be salesy or spammy and keep, repeat it more than once. No, you have to promote what you publish. You have to promote it. That's why you hear people about, say there's different ways. You can take a podcast and take a snippet and make a waveform audiogram little snippet that's 30 seconds or whatever, and put that on Instagram, and then tell people to get the rest of it. Go to my podcast and you have the link in the bio. So the part of that is promotion, and then directing them where to go. That's the call to action. All of these pieces need to be in place.
Hey, Terry.
Yes.
Izola's got turkey legs today.
I was going to mention Izola's because see, you talk about it. You got me going to the Instagram and wanting to go to Georgia and go and see what
I'm so mad. Y'all, they got 2 different items. This is why you need to post. They got 2 new items, and I'm saying new, and it's not new, right?
Mm-hmm.
But look like they got a pot roast with all kind of vegetables up in there.
Right.
And they got whole turkey legs on their steam table. But they post every day. Somebody is telling them, man, y'all post every day. Because guess what you got to do? You got to post every day.
Yes.
Otherwise, I would be thinking they still had crab stew. They got the crab stew, but then they got pot roast. And they got turkey legs. And I had to come over and tell. I didn't even see the rest of the menu. But I just want to tell you, they got turkey.
Dryer Buzz, tell everybody about Izola's on TikTok and spell it so they can find out.
People out here talking about Izola's so much. The news showed up at Izola's. Izola's is this probably little tiny restaurant. I don't know. It's a restaurant in a strip mall in a town. Don't nobody live in. All right. And they literally have a TikTok where they go once they load up the steam table. And one of the reason why they apparently are posting, because it used to be a serve yourself kind of thing, but they wanted to get the message out there, safe, they're open, and we fix your plate now. So what they did, I guess, instead of being a buffet style, they now have the cafeteria style. So you go down the line like you're in the cafeteria. And so every day they put out a post. They do 2. They do one for breakfast and one for lunch. And they tell you what's on the steam table for breakfast, what's on the steam table for lunch. And everybody all across the country now is like, we got to do a road trip. We got to go to Izola's. We were supposed to go this weekend, but come to find out, they don't have a lunch menu on Saturday. They just do a brunch menu, which
Mhm.
ends at noon. And so we're trying to figure out, how to get out of here on Friday to go down for dinner. And everybody's like, but it's 4 hours away. We're going. Okay, you can sit in Atlanta traffic for 4 hours and then you have no great food at the end. But again, this is a very small strip mall. They're in a strip mall, y'all. Restaurant that apparently serves, whatever little industrial ecosystem of area, right?
Right.
And you can see people outside when they're making the video. Like, there are people outside waiting to come in, but they post every day and it gets shares. Here's the thing.
Right.
Half of us can't even get there, but we like it. We're talking about it and we're sharing it. And the restaurant, I keep saying, just like they are, there's a little place right across the street from me. I don't know what they have because they will not post.
Right. They're not promoting. And see how we all know about Isola's because Driver saw it on TikTok. And this is simply what you do. TikTok, businesses are like, I don't want to be on TikTok. And I'm like, why? That's where the attention is. And all you have to do is show what you do. Isola's, they don't have dancing teenagers, do they? No, you don't have to dance on TikTok. Let's get away from that. Things are moving towards on TikTok where businesses are just simply showing what they have. Like she said, Isola's on TikTok. You go there, they just simply say today's special and they show you today's special. And then look what the attention brings is that people want to go there. And like Driver said, the place across the street from her, she doesn't know anything about it because they're not on TikTok, they're not on Instagram, they're not telling people, hey, we sell this. We have delicious food. Come on and get it. So if they did that, I'm pretty sure she would go over across the street because it's across the street instead of being the 4 hours away. So you see how the promotion works. You have to do the work of promoting it. And it's not hard. And I was saying earlier about content. Let's get away from that word. I got to create content. No, you just simply turn on the camera and say what you got to say. Or you open up the app and type in something and put in a picture of your business and what you're selling and whatever. And then you have the link. You direct them to the link. And that's where the magic happens, in the link, because that's where they get more information. They buy from you. They get on your email list, whatever your call to action is. But you got to promote it. You just can't post it and sit it down on the table and say, well, here it is. And nobody comes and gets it because you didn't tell anybody to come.
Miss Terry, I have a question.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm in a more hands-on kind of field, but it's more so of a trying to raise awareness to everyone kind of thing. So that's where my promotion comes from. I'm doing okay with like posting every day, but it's definitely not like on the consistency level that it should be. So for me, I'm all about, just opening the app and just, going live and doing stuff like that. But how do you keep it genuine?
Okay, how you keep it genuine? I'm looking at your profile because it says, I guide parents mentally, physically, and emotionally by helping them connect with their children from womb to reality while keeping their sanity. That's a lot, and that's a lot of content. And if you know this, this statement, but think about what would a parent want to know today? And break it down into little pieces. You don't have to say the whole thing every day. Just think about making breadcrumbs. I love to talk about breadcrumbs. Make a piece that leads to another piece, that leads another piece. You don't have to give them the whole meal, but you know what you're talking about. So what are parents today, this morning, what did they deal with this morning that was challenging or they need help with? So you talk about that little piece. And then tomorrow or later on today, when they're putting the kids to bed, they might have more challenges or issues. So you address those by just addressing them, by just, like you said, you go live and you say, hey, did you have how was the day for you guys? Parents is hard and all of those things. You say that. And if you don't want to do it live, you can use your voice app on your phone. And it's called Otter, OTTER.ai. And when you talk, it creates the words for you, transcribes. You can take those words and that's your blog post. That's your article. That's what you need to. Got it?
Life hack.
Got it?
That was awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Because it needs to be simple. Don't overthink it. See, you got your mission statement. Everything flows from the mission statement. That's your why. So every day you wake up and you think, or even you could do this by the week and say, well, on Monday, what are the challenges on Monday? Let me talk about that. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. There's challenges every day for parents.
Right.
So you break it down into pieces. Don't try to give them the whole meal.
I love that. That Otter. You said Otter, right?
Otter. OTTER.ai. And it's free. You get 600 minutes a month free.
Wow. I was trying to make these like I try to type out and like
no. See, you overthinking it. Let's keep it simple. Awesome. You use this tool.
It takes me forever.
You're welcome. You use Otter.ai and you talk into your phone. The words will transcribe. It's not 100%, but the gist is there. And you can say, I said all of that. I want to say that. Clean it up, copy, paste it. There's your blog post. There's your Instagram. There's your Twitter. There's your Facebook. There's your whatever.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Anybody else?
One of the things that I love that you said that spoke to me is about looking through your own lens. Because one of the things, as long as I've been doing this, and I've been doing my work for a very long time, but like Alexia, I'm assuming I am the product.
Yeah.
It's easy for me to promote things that I write. And for a long time, the point of that was to establish thought leadership, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which I have done.
Yes.
Because I have written for 100 years. And so at one point, I realized that the only thing that differentiates me in the market is me, right? Because there's a lot of people that are doing the kinds of thing that I do, but my approach is perhaps unique, and it's unique because I'm the one doing it.
Right.
So that's when I sort of transitioned to Ask Mark Ward. But even in that, I still always feel very uncomfortable. I don't feel uncomfortable marketing my thoughts about issues and challenges. What I feel challenged by is marketing myself as the service in that regard, which I realize is ridiculous because I do realize that I provide value or I wouldn't still be here.
Right.
But it is me looking through my own lens because of the way that I feel about people that to me seem presumptuous in the way that they market themselves. And, it's that whole thing that, the voice of your mother, perhaps. Who do you think you are?
But see, you got to suppress that voice. And I love what you just said, Mark, because that's a talking point for you, what you just said about you having trouble with that issue. So you bring that up because guess what? Other people have that problem. But if you don't bring it up, that issue, if you don't bring it up and talk about it through your own lens, it's not going to relate to anybody. See how that works? But you got to push through, Mark, as a personal brand. It's you. So it's not, and that's why I said it's not salesy. You're not salesy. You're not, you're not patting yourself on the back or whatever, but you have to say, hey, I'm Mark. I do this and this is what I do. And let me show you. And you do that by your own thoughts. You just mentioned that is a talking point that you can put online on social media and start a conversation. And that's promoting yourself because you're talking as Mark. You got it?
I do.
Good. All right. Anybody else in Clubhouse? We're going to wrap it up in a few minutes. So anybody with any final points or questions or comments, let me know.
Hi, it's LaShonda.
Hi.
I work with authors, and I hear that comment all the time that they don't want to overshare. They don't want to overwhelm their readers by sharing the same thing.
Uh-huh.
But I teach that repurpose is your friend.
Yes.
We're so busy trying to create content when we have tons of content that we can share over and over again. One of my favorite tips to my clients is to look at your Facebook memories. Your Facebook memories shares your content to you again that you shared for the last 10 years. And sometimes you can look at stuff and see, oh, I got a lot of engagement on that. that's the stuff you share again because somebody didn't see it the first time you shared it. Or maybe you shared it in 2019 and it's 2021. So make sure that when you share things, you do it maybe 3 times, in the morning, in the afternoon, and the evening, so you can get the people that didn't see it. And then go back and look at your stats, because that's how you know what are good times to share. I get that all the time too. Well, what is a good time to share? I want to get everybody. You're not going to get everybody.
Nope.
That's why you're resharing again, because somebody didn't see it. And if you're going to share your book, please do a call of action. Tell us where to go get it. Don't let us go hunting for your book. I hate that when I see somebody post, this is my new book and released today. Well, how can I buy it? You think I'm going to go to the store and look up your book? No, I'm not. I'm going to look up that book that somebody put the link in. So make sure you always have a call of action. If it's not ready to be purchased, then put them on your email list so they can be ready when it does come for purpose. So make sure that you're sending your people to where they need to go, and share over and over again. Use different pictures. Don't nobody know it's the same content, because we get 50 million contents all day long. So we're not saying, oh, look at her, she's sharing the same thing over and over again. Nobody's saying that. They're really not. So
LaShonda, I love what you're saying. You are 100% on point correct. I love that. So we're going to let that be the last comment. We're going to wrap up for this week's marketing chat. Thank you for joining me this week. And then, come back next week, the same time, 11:30 a.m. online. Follow me, Terry Johnson online, or follow me here in Clubhouse. Look at my profile. Go to Twitter, go to Instagram, and DM me, and, send me a comment or whatever you want to send me. Any kind of way you want to reach me is Terry Johnson online everywhere. So we'll be back next week. Thank you for joining me, and let's connect. I got on the screen all the places you can find me. Clubhouse, you can find me in Clubhouse. All right. So thank you, everyone. And I will see you next week. Have a wonderful day. Bye.